guys, welcome back to, well, not welcome back, but welcome to the first episode of the vlog. Um, in comparison to my previous podcast with Tyler Schroeder. Today's film that I chose from the list given to me was Chungking Express.
Hey guys, I'm
by
Virtual
Wong
here.
Kar-wai,
The film was
and
released in
notably actors
1994.
such as
Sorry,
Tony Leung and Fei Wong and Takeshi Kaneshiro. And I have heard of Tony Leung previously, and for him being known as like a very popular Asian actor. I looked into the movies that he was in. Most recently, I did watch Shang-Chi a few years ago, which he did play like the antagonist in that. He did pretty well. Amazing that. But yeah, overall, after watching the film, well, I'll get into what I think about it later. And so the concept that I want to talk about, or the cinematography, was at first, one of them was the framing, right? And how, each shot was structured. And, oh yeah, I forgot my cat is in the background as well, sleeping. So yeah, most of the time, it was, the characters were centered in the screen, like rule of thirds, follow that pretty well. But the open versus closed framing, so parts of it, there are two parts to the movie, I would say. I would say the first part would be closed, in comparison to the second act or part, a lot more open. And why I think of that is the first act deals with like one of the characters, Chin-woo, and he's kind of always in a closed environment. At the end, he's with a girl, and they're kind of just in the bar for a couple of hours at a time. And so he's just kind of stuck there, and the main reason was that he's kind of depressed after breaking up with his girlfriend. The story leading up to that, and it kind of just resembles or represents, him being like stuck about it, right? And yeah, in the second half, open framing, it goes into this another character, Faye, and we see her like going around places, a lot of places, going in and out of one of the cops' house. So yeah. Second part of cinematography was that film versus digital, and from what I saw, I had to make sure it was filmed in film stock, and we see that because of if you squint like enough, you kind of see the graininess, and I believe that is I think it's popular with those older movies, especially Wong Kar-wai. I have also heard of his films, just being how it looks and all that. And so yeah, from the how it was filmed, it kind of adds on to the vintage effect, and especially it amplified like the surroundings as well. Yeah, the vintage look. Okay, moving on to the editing. This idea of fragmentation, breaking a scene or two apart, and how stitch them up together. One of them, a concept that was used was parallel editing in the first act, where Chin-woo and the woman in the blonde wig, and we never actually know her name, is seen like escaping from the people that were chasing her, and at the same time it cuts to Chin-woo also like after he's all depressed and all that, to walking to a bar. And with all that, at some point, boom, they do meet together in the same bar. Chin-woo goes up to her and, yeah, basically end his part of the story right then. They're using parallel editing. So that was cool. The second thing about editing, I would say, the second part of editing that I would say they used notably was how they switched from the first part into the second part. And how it was achieved was that Chinwoo bumps into one of the main characters of the second part of Faye, and when they bump together in this restaurant, they employ a freeze frame. Oh my goodness! When I first saw it, I was like, whoa, whoa, because it's pretty rare nowadays, or at least to me, I don't see that as much with modern films. And so the way that it was used was, indicating something changing. And I was confused at first because I never saw Chinwoo after that, and I'm like, okay, so we're just moving on to that. Okay. So that was really nice. So yeah, those were like 4 concepts that I kind of focused on in the film, and overall, I thought the film was good. It was good. I think there definitely was a message in the theme of like love and how some people might respond to a heartbreak or a newfound love, whether it be moments of sadness or more moments of sadness, but in the end, accepting how things are and kind of just smiling about it. Even the second cop 63, which is played by Tony Leung, meets his ex at the end, but he's kind of smiling about it and pretty much accepted what has happened and enjoys Faye. And yeah, and even Faye as a character is really kind of shows the complexity about it. Like, why does she do all this but then leave? Spoiler alert. Oh, it's alright. Spoiler alert. Yeah, she does come back, but so yeah, I would give it I would give it a 4 out of 5. I would say really, really nice cinematography. It looks really unique compared to all of the films that I've watched. So, well, guys, thank you for listening. We might have another special guest in our next. Oh wait, guys, thank you for listening. This will be up in Spotify, YouTube, and I'm trying to start a new Patreon for my members. Yeah. So I hope you enjoy my review. And yeah, he woke up and now he's gone. Alright, guys, see ya.